Pest. Today I'm going to tell you a secret. And what's the first thing we need for a secret? That's right, mysterious music. I keep hearing from a lot of students who can play rhythm really well, very precisely and fast. But what they struggle with is that the sound cuts out, or it squeaks, or there are too many unwanted noises, or that the breathing basically destroys the entire flow of playing and makes phrasing pretty much impossible. And that the sound quality in general isn't all that great either. If it's similar for you, then maybe I have a little mysterious triangle for you here. Today, that could definitely help you. And this triangle is actually an equilateral triangle. 3 equal sides, a perfect triangle with 3 equal angles. And these 3 sides represent side number 1, the embouchure. Side number 2, breathing, air control. And side number 3, support. And these 3 distinct sides have to be in absolutely perfect proportion so that the precise point in the very middle, if you were to meticulously find the exact midpoint of each individual side and then carefully draw a perfectly straight line directly through them, then the significant point that ultimately forms in the absolute center is what is commonly referred to as the so-called sweet spot. So that's the point where basically the sound is at its most optimal, at its best, because all 3 parameters, support, embouchure, and air control breathing, are perfectly balanced. I have 3 tips I want to share with you so that this perfect triangle is as perfect as possible for you. And these are for the embouchure. It goes like this: you pull, tense backwards, and pull down here. That's the basic embouchure. And then you still have 4 points here, upper lip, lower lip, where you can also decide which direction you want to go. Either more outward, which gives you a very, very classical embouchure, or you go more inward here and head more in the direction of a jazz embouchure. That's a matter of personal taste, and you have to figure it out for yourself. Tip number 2 is about support, which is an absolutely essential element when playing the saxophone. There are some pretty extreme claims out there, like you have to maintain an ultra-intense tension the whole time. Or that, I don't know, you're supposed to suck in your stomach like crazy. You should take all of that with a grain of caution. In recent years, all of that has become a bit more nuanced. And people are also paying attention to making sure that playing music on the instrument is ergonomic and healthy. And keeping that kind of extreme tension the whole time obviously can't be healthy. My little tip for you would be, every now and then, stand on your tiptoes while practicing. Or if you're playing while sitting, then lift your legs up. Basically, bend your legs under your chair. You'll immediately feel a bit of tension that comes up. And that's usually already enough. You can also try to pull in your stomach just a tiny bit. That also activates the tension. But as I said, take this with a grain of caution because the point isn't to be in some kind of extreme basic tension. And of course, the support always has to match what you're playing. If you're playing really loud and heroically, then of course you need more tension. That's necessary. Or is that a different kind of tension, body tension, as opposed to when you're playing very, very softly and relaxed? The third tip is the following. It's about breathing, about airflow. Extremely, extremely important. If you're just starting out and haven't been playing for long, then please try to play loudly at first. Put more air in so you can fill this instrument with air to begin with. Nothing works here without air. Nothing comes out. That means when you play, try to play with a lot of air. First, be brave even if it doesn't sound that great yet. At the beginning, but use a lot of air. First, put a lot in so your body gets used to it and so you can really get a lot out of it. First, once that gets easier, you can start to control it, you can play more quietly. In my other videos, I always talk about playing quietly to listen to yourself better. Yes, that's true, but what's important when you're just starting out is that you first learn to get air in here. And if you've been playing for a while, then I strongly recommend that you also regularly do breathing exercises and hold long notes. Long notes. I can't stress enough how important that is. Let long notes swell and fade. That's a great exercise and should be included in every practice routine for at least 2 to 3, if not even 5 minutes. The piece you're hearing here, that is the Sonata by Paul Creston, an American composer with, as far as I know, Italian roots. One of the most beautiful pieces from the classical saxophone literature of the 20th century, composed in the 20th century. And this is the second movement. And yes, for me, it's an incredibly emotional piece. I got to know it very early on, and with this piece, you can really work on breath control, long phrases, long passages, very intense sections, but also those ultra-quiet parts, especially at the beginning. Or when the theme returns at the end, it's great for practicing. It's also a great piece to listen to actively and consciously pay attention to what's happening, where, and how the piece is structured. It's pretty classical. If you look at the sheet music, you'll notice that. And enjoy this piece, it's wonderful. Well, that's all from me for today. Just this one tip. Remember the magic triangle: embouchure, breathing, airflow, and support. Try to bring that into balance, and your playing is guaranteed to improve. Once again, you'll take a small step forward. Below the video, in the description, I'll link you to a little worksheet on this topic that you can get for free. And there, everything is explained in detail again. Yes, my name is David. I'm a saxophonist, and here you get a new video every week all about playing and practicing the saxophone. And if you like this video and it helped you or will help you in some way, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my channel right now at this very moment. That's it for today. See you next time. Bye.